which is crazy. But yes, obviously, cut that though. Cut that. I'll decide. They'll probably keep it in our live. But yes, guys, back to that with another episode with the main dub, Top G himself, DJ Kane. How you doing, love? Nah, not DJ Kane, just Kane. Just Kane, yeah. That's the IG though. DJ Kane. Yeah, but just Kane. Is Kane the government name, bro? But part of my government name, actually. What's your full name? Kane. Nah. It's part of my government name. It's just on my ID, it's spelled with a C and not a K. Who got that wrong? On the birth certificate? Yeah, but it's so it was the parents. Your parents is at fault. Somewhat, yeah. They spelled it CAN instead of KAND. But like, I only stylized it with a K because apparently it looks cooler. Okay, I feel you. Makes sense. Yeah. Makes sense. So that was that like you went straight into it and you knew that Kane is gonna be the DJ name. No funky 99 or Nah, I had a different DJ name before K. What was it? Your as the Strom of like Destro, the one we want. I used to be Foreign Matter. What? 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 Explain the thought process because you probably thought you cooked. I used to be in a very deep philosophical bag and I used to like double entendre and song out everything at a deeper level. And so what did that name mean? At the time, foreign being strange, strange, different, new. Okay. So that was like the whole concept behind it. And then matter was just like, well, matter's matter, like it's a piece, it's something, it's an object. Okay. So the whole concept behind it was just like a new, different face in this industry that's gonna take you by storm, take you by surprise, and like leave you confused because, like, number one, where did this person come from, and also how did they get so good in such a short amount? I feel it. So where did this person come from? Like, were you first practicing in your room? I'm assuming. Oh, yeah, 1000%. So, I it's something that I got into like in high school already. But like in high school, it wasn't anything serious. It was just like a love for music, playing around on FL. How old are you? I'm 25. Okay. Yeah. Okay, playing around on FL, making mixes on FL, listening to radio DJs. For those who know, DJ Kent on the Fresh Drive, Automix at 65 FM. If you know, you know. It was one of the first times I fell in love with DJing and just music as a whole. Listening to the things that you would do on a mix, and then going back into the room after 6:30 on a Friday, trying to replicate some of the things that he did, trying to figure out how I did it. Yeah, so that's where it started. But I never took it seriously up until like the year 2020. Okay. So then how long did it take you before you realized that now you're actually hard, you could take the serious when I cook? Was there was there an instant moment where you could see that, okay, I can actually like do this for real? Like did something snap? Yo, it's tough to say, because like I'm a, how can I say, for lack of a better term, I'm a pessimist. So like I'm my own harshest critic. Okay. So like for you. I knew I was super talented and I had an ear for this thing in high school already. But you didn't. But I kept telling myself, nah, it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. So basically, you went to clubs and you saw other DJs and you're like, and then that's when you realized. That's when you realized. Okay. In a sense, yeah. Like, because my first few clubbing experiences, and this, mind you, there was like a time period after high school where I had no interest in music. I had no interest in DJing. I didn't care, bro. I didn't even go clubbing up until like my one homie hit me up one day and he's like, "Oh, where are we going to the Joy?" And I'm like, "Okay, I am old enough to do it." So, oh, now is when I like to feel it. Went to the Joy and I was listening to some of the stuff that was going on, and I looked at him and I was like, "What? You can't tell me that this work is the. I was like, you can't tell me that this is what's happening in the streets." Oh, right. He's like, "Nah, it be like that, bro." And I'm like, were they happy with it? Nah, they were like, okay. They were like, at that point in time, I think the industry was starting to morph into that situation of where you don't have to be great. Okay. You can be average or just below average and you can get away with it, because it was also around the time that everything started shifting towards social media. There we go. Where it was more important on like who's trending and who's hot and who's popping in that area, more so than yeah, so that started in like 2019 already, from like what I can remember, we started to morph into that space. So, And by that time, Instagram and everything started to take off. Like I remember there was a time where if your Joel, if the Joel that you're organizing wasn't trending on Twitter or wasn't like a big thing on Twitter, no one's bringing out the at all. So like we were at a time where the homies used to go on Twitter on a Thursday, Friday morning, afternoon, and be like, okay, cool, what's up? We're gonna find out what's going on now. At today's time, it's like you check Instagram for that, you know. So at the time you were checking Twitter to see what was
matters. But then can you maybe speak about what you were like, what you saw in the club that made you like think that now you could see this guy's an amateur or now this guy's sex? What do you listen out for? Transitioning, song choice? What do you listen out for?
uh good question, but like I think at that particular time, DJing was very skill based, like skill based and skill driven. So people would go out of their way to try and outskill someone on the night, try and be good at the transition or be good at this or be good at that, more so than song selection, because like today in today's world, it's all based on song selection. What can I play to make the crowd feel some type of way, whatever it is, maybe more so. And that time it was, and remember, like during that time, um, there was like a huge thing about like trap music, and trap was like in its element. So, and like Schoolboy Q could drop something this Friday, and that same Friday it's playing in the Joy, you know. And I specifically remember that with his I think it's Crash Talk album that came out in, I think it was roughly 2019, and there was a song on there called Num Num Juice. And literally hearing it that Friday, driving in the car, and that same time going to the club and hearing the song, I was like, this is fire. And that's what made me actually want to get into it also. Besides the fact that I knew that I was talented and I had enough skill to make it in the industry, I was just the fact that I had this perception of, they playing new music in the club and this is the fire shit and this is dope. Um, and then fast forward a couple of years, there's nothing older than 2014 being blurred in a cloud. So,
I want to shake the room. But when Gremlin was there, he said that now they do play new music, or you guys do play new music, but then nobody knows it.
Yeah, 1000%.
It's not that they're not playing. If you have to play, you play with Carti now, wasn't it sing along?
Not many.
So that's the thing. Yeah, so I understand the talk, but
yeah, it's a tough one, bro. But like, I think a lot of people will tell you, especially people who've been DJing since that era and people who have been around clubbing in that time. A lot of them will tell you that the club scene back then was literally so dope, just for the fact that you had, in my opinion, you had a bit more freedom as a DJ.
okay.
And then obviously the trend of nostalgia started to kick in around 2020, where people were more so like, yeah, we want to hear some of the old stuff in the club, and people don't play the fat shows and all of these things anymore. And it's like,
Okay.
yeah.
So then at this time you were starting out, you spoke about the radio DJs, but when it came to club DJs, was there anyone specific that you were looking up to this time?
Yeah. I know I had a bunch of goats, bro. Casper CPT. I think he's in South Korea
I
now.
was gonna say I don't know that brother, but
Oh yeah, trust me, from here. Yeah, he's from Cape Town. Just Travis, Dola. You know Dola? Bro, Dola's been around for a hot minute, bro.
I'm seeing him a lot more now.
Yeah,
But yeah,
but nah, Dola's been around for a hot minute, bro. Uncle Luke is in there also. Gremlin, obviously.
nice.
Yeah, there's a bunch more of people who I can name, but like those are like the specific people who I used to go out and like if I would see them on a lineup, then I would go and I would watch them. Bro, there was a time where, so back when waiting room used to be like literally the spot. They used to have the bass bins in front of the DJ booth. There was times where I would sit on that bass bin for 3 hours uninterrupted and just watch like these brews play and watch them DJ. And just like steal with the eyes, like, okay, what button are you pressing to make this and to do that? And, that's a lot. That's one thing that I actually put up to myself when it came to this DJ thing before I went out into public and saying I'm a DJ and that. It's just learning, I think that's a thing that a lot of new DJs and up and coming DJs are not doing. Yeah. They don't take that thing seriously, man. Where you take enough time in the chamber and you cook and you learn.
There we go.
Before you go out and proclaim like, oh, I'm a DJ. Like, for me personally, I made it a part of my journey where it was like, you need to be so good right off the bat that you are undeniable and people can't say this or this or that. And that started with going out, watching, scoping the scene, trying to learn environments, how people react, what people listen to, how DJs play. And that goes from everything from good DJs to bad DJs, you know, like literally across.
So then, how long would you say you were in the chamber? For now, the new DJs at home are like, okay, how long do you think I should cook if I can step back and
So my first 6 months while considering to be a DJ was literally just going out into the club scene, going to events, seeing what people are playing, how they're doing it, how the DJs interact with people, how they act on the decks and that sort of thing. And then it was February 2020 when I decided to become a DJ. But like for 3 months before that, I was getting back into it. So studying music, learning different types of music and that sort of thing. And then in that same year, it was obviously COVID. So with COVID, it was extreme lockdown. I had a good 6 months.
okay, I was just putting in
5 hours a day, 5 hours every day for 6 months, breaking things, learning things, mixing in and out, like to the point that where my mom would walk in and be like, if you don't put this off now, it's going to be a long day.
gonna say a shoe fly.
Yeah, now it's loud.
How can you talk us through your first like experience, like your first booking? How was it? Like compared to now practicing in your
No, it's cool, bro. Like stressful. Like I
mean, like you had to relearn everything again.
No, not at all.
Just the crowd or
Funny enough, my first ever gig was in front of no.
oh shit.
But that's a standard for opening for
Okay, we thought and they put you at 7 or 8.
brother, they put me at 5 on a Friday. Okay. Yeah, literally, I remember going like I think it was somewhere around like February 1st or 5th, 2020. I remember going out there, changing my Instagram, like yeah, DJ, whatever the case may be. And I remember going on Quicket.
Okay.
I go on Quicket and I see what events is happening that month.
Okay.
I do that, go see what events is happening, go on Howler, all of these sites. And I would try and find owner details or event organizer details of these events. Hit him up. And then one of the guys who actually replied to me was Antonio. I'm not sure if he's part of the scene anymore, but he used to run an event that time. And I hit him up and I was like, yo, I'm new here. We've met before. You know, I like what you guys are doing with this particular event. Is there space on the lineup? I see you guys are doing something now in Feb. And he's like, the best I can do for you is a free opening slot. And I'm like,
Put me there.
bro. Like, I'm not going to complain. Went there, did my thing, played to nobody. Obviously, bartenders, organizers, that sort of thing. And like I said, my whole goal was to work so hard that I become undeniable. And like literally after that opening set, he comes to me and he's like, it's not going to be long until you do it a mess. And I was like, nah, fire. The week after that, I got my first gig with Crayons. I don't know if you know Crayons. Another huge party back during that time we had Rais, Rutherford, he booked me for that. Mind you, I'm under the impression this is a free thing, you know. You put me on at like, I think it was like somewhere around like 10-ish or so.
Okay.
There's about 50 people in the venue. Played a crazy set. He also came to me afterwards. It was like, nah, that's just dope. It's fire. And then the Monday, he hit me afterwards, like, I will send me your bank details.
So they were like, oh shit, that's quite dope.
First check. I was like,
Nice. What do you use it on? What do you use your first check on?
yo, at the time, Petro.
Okay, vibes. Okay, so you said you're pursuing this title of being undeniable. You've reached it, or you're still working towards it?
I think there's always a sense of working towards it, you know, like
Okay.
there's this. I don't think there's a point in any DJ's career where they have that Thanos moment and they sit back and they look at the sunset and they're like, I've done what I've needed to do. Like, nah. Generally there's always something bigger, there's always something better.
But I feel like from what I've heard, I feel like isn't DJ D already D? Wouldn't you say he's it at that point?
I think he's close to it. Maybe because he's been
Longevity.
Yeah, I think he's close to it. But even him, I had a conversation with him, and he also said that there's a lot of things that he'd still love to do in DJ. You know, like there's a lot of major festivals he hasn't even got him close to playing yet, and stuff that he wants to play. You know, okay, like he's obviously known as like the godfather of hip hop and R&B, and he's obviously a grand master, which is a title that has to be given to you. Like you can't just bestow that on yourself.
They can't put it in your Instagram bio.
Literally, if I need to give that to you, and there's only a handful of grandmasters around the world, and he's one of them. And, you know, he told me like, there's a lot of festivals, there's a lot of shows he'd love to play. And like, it's tough for him because he's somewhat boxed into this hip hop and R&B thing. So when people reach out to him and they want to book him, it's hip hop and R&B, you know, but this guy is like, this guy has so much talent, and he's literally one of the pioneers and icons of this industry, that he can play everything and anything. And like, he has a big love for like reggaeton, Mumbai and that sort of thing. And I've heard him play a couple times with that, but then it was like,
Madness, yeah.
yeah.
There you go. Have you maybe experienced some of the same fates where you also feel like you boxed, you know, getting books for a certain genre?
Well, no. Personally, I've established my brand
Okay.
like that, you know.
Okay.
So
So you're happy with
yeah, so there was a time where obviously in the scene, and like when I rebranded to Kane, the persona I have now, where I was looking at the industry and I was like, there's a lot of people playing hip hop, but there's not a lot of people playing good hip hop.
Okay.
Or like technically good people, you know. Maybe they have the great song selection, but the technicality is just awful. Maybe they have cool technical ability, but the song selection. So it was like tough for people to have like a blend of both. And I was looking at that and I was like, there's a gap in the market to the point of where I can be so good at this particular genre that people want that. And it was also coincided with the time where the Afro piano wave was taking over, and 80%, 70% of lineups were just piano and whatever. So I looked at it as like an opportunity for, okay, if 80% of the lineup is gonna be piano, that means it's 20% for hip hop.
Okay.
And if there's 20% for hip hop,
To kill it, yeah.
I need to be so good there, and I fill that 20% to the point of where when they look at the hip hop options, it's like, hey, it's kind of hard to stray away from.
Yeah, undeniable, like,
Yeah. And it got bad to the point of where like a couple promoters told me that like, we actually can't book you for everything, even though we know, like we can't put you on every lineup. Like we have to, and I'm like, I'm not saying anything, Joe. Like, I get it, yeah,
yes.
but like, yeah, that's the whole undeniable thing, you know, like good to the point of where people know where to come knock when they need that specific thing.
Nice, yeah. But then are you also maybe pursuing that title of Grandmaster? Is that like in the works for you, or
I don't think there's anything that I've really set my mind to, you know, like,
what does it mean? Like, what does Grandmaster mean? Like, I get, but like,
yeah,
what is it to you? What is it to you?
I forgot the name of the magazine.
Okay.
Right, it's a particular magazine that gifted Eddie D. Like he explained the story. He got home one day. I think so. He got home one day, and there was a package in the mail, and in the package, so hey, congratulations, Eddie D. You are now a Grandmaster of Africa. Da, 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 da.
Oh, so tough.
I was like, and he was like, yeah, there was like a whole award ceremony or something that he was supposed to attend, but he was gigging around at the time, and then they just mailed him the thing. He was like, that is crazy.
Nice, but you're not necessarily pursuing that. I mean, it would be nice, but you don't pursue.
Yeah, but nah, so it's not really in my outside, you know, like I have many other things that I'm focusing on.
That's what you want to know. So when it comes to killing, what are you, like, what you seeing, or something you're chasing down right now?
A lot, bro. I think for the year 2025, my main focus is the cave.
Nah, it's been going crazy.
Yeah, my singular event series. So I think that's like my main focus. But for Kane himself, it's always gonna be the next big thing, which is what event is coming up, what festival is coming up. How do I get into these particular rooms where they're having conversations with brands and that sort of thing, you know? So it's really simple for Kane himself this year. It's literally just trying to get on the next biggest stage, and what can I do to show promoters and people
That you are in for you.
yeah.
But you've been on most of the big stages, the Daisies, and what haven't you
Um,
done? Because
I think for me, I mean, Hey Neighbor's only a year old. They only did one festival. They're coming back this year, so that's definitely one that I'd want to do. It's supposed to happen in August.
okay.
So that's definitely one.
You know, maybe Cotton Fist, I don't know.
I've played Cotton Fest, or I haven't been officially booked by them. Does that make sense?
No.
So on the day, the very first Cotton Fest they had in Cape Town, on the day, one of the stage liaisons messaged Fish Parcel and I, and they were like, yo,
Okay.
yeah, and they were like, yo, one of the artists just dropped out. There's a 30-minute slot on the street stage. are you guys here?
Okay.
And I was like, yes, we are.
Uh-huh.
And we have USBs. So we went through and we played like a 30-minute slot. And it was crazy because like the street stage was pretty vacant at the time.
I feel you put in
And
you
yeah, and then like 15 minutes before we had to go live, we posted on our IG like, yo,
pull up.
street stage takeover, pull up.
There you go.
And like about 40 to 60 people like literally just popped up out of nowhere and switched over. I think it was crazy.
That's
So yeah, so like yeah, I played Cotton Fest, but I wasn't officially booked by them.
so maybe that's on the list, maybe.
Yeah, it's Cotton Fest, you know, like
There you go.
what they've done for the culture and for hip hop, it will always be cemented, especially with Ricky. I mean, there's a Bozonke Forever album dropping soon, also kind of coincide with a lot of the Cotton Fest type going on. So I think that's pretty dope. So it would be on my list. And I would say Plate Rage.
Okay.
Is another thing that's like on my list. I think that's a pretty dope situation. Whatever going on there, it's like a 2-week long party. That's actually insane. But yeah,
We're not gonna say any of those trance parties.
I don't play trance, brother. What I have trance parties. I mean, bro, if Ultra ever decides to book a hip hop act,
Okay, then you know game over.
we're there. I definitely go play Ultra, but like, yeah,
You spoke about the game when it was switching, like this new Amapiano wave came. Was there where I thought that guy was like, let me try it, or did you know?
nah, this is me. I knew from the get go. I knew from the get go it wasn't for me. Dope genre. But like I knew it wasn't for me, man. Like
I feel you.
from like the jump already, you know, it felt like one of those cash grab situations. Where
Okay, okay,
it's
okay.
one of the easier ones to get into.
There you go.
And it was more so a situation of because I was looking at a lot of the people who also made the swap.
Oh shit, okay.
Yeah, and I was like,
Did it work well for them? Or
some of them.
Oh.
But it was more so a situation of like, okay, cool. It's one of those easy ones, man. And there was a lot of transitioning happening in this phase where DJs were falling off and DJs
what I needed something.
yeah, so a lot of them needed something and then helped on the piano. If it worked out for some, didn't work out for others. But I knew from the get go, like it was never gonna work for me because like it just wasn't my sound.
It was on his side, yeah. So when it comes to piano, and obviously hip hop, trap, where do you feel like there's more DJs? Because everyone's saying it's too much DJ, but where would you say the DJs are?
We all know
In your opinion.
that's a such a question. We all know that the market is saturated with piano DJs, afro DJs, like they a stone throw away, you know. But again, it's very hard to find quality hip hop and R&B DJs, and that's why you look at the lineups that they post, and it's always the same hip hop and R&B names. It's always the same. It's always gonna be me. It's always gonna be Grim. It's always gonna be Waggy. It's always gonna be Rico.
Facts.
It's always gonna be like even now Crypto Macho.
There you go. Shout out.
Making wave. It's always gonna be JMD. Literally one of the biggest R&B brews in the city right now. Tyler DJ also. So like it's you always gonna see this consistent loop of names because
There's not much.
promoters know exactly where to go to get this particular sound that they want for the event. Like I said, hip hop and R&B is a really hard genre to kind of get into it because if you mess it up, people hear it instantly.
Instantly, yeah.
You see, like it's really hard. So that's why promoters are finicky about the DJs that they have for this particular genre. Whereas like with piano, there's a bit more leeway to get away with it, and that's why I think a lot of the newer DJs who come in also go there, because it's an easier one to get used to, especially if you're first learning how to DJ.
There we go.
But what I've also noticed is that a lot of these guys who start off there, they eventually branch into hip hop and R&B because a lot of them have told me that it's somewhat more fun to play. Somewhat more fun to play. And because it's a challenge in terms of like mixing and learning how to mix short intros, verses, and that sort of thing, it's more fun.
I feel you. So now obviously there was a list of names when it comes to now the hip hop trap scene, hip hop R&B scene.
Yeah.
Where do you place yourself on this list?
If you're a DJ and you're not calling yourself the best, then you shouldn't be a DJ, dog. Like, I'll keep it a buck.
I feel like that's the same answer, but okay.
No. I don't say
I do know.
I genuinely feel that that's just that's the mentality you should carry with you every day. Like, if you're in this industry, especially for someone like me who's in this industry full time, this is my bread and butter. This is what I'm using to make a living. If I don't consider myself the best in the room, then I can't walk around like that. So yeah, bro, simple as.
Tough. Nah, I hear you. I checked your Instagram before. There's a show, man. He's a model now. Well, nah,
They've always been. As
are you like signed or is it like freelance job?
a little bit of both. So a lot of the modeling work that I have been doing lately has like been a representation of the Kane brand.
Okay.
So there has been a lot of brands reaching out, like specifically working with the Kane persona,
Okay. No.
posting that aspect of the part of like campaigns and stuff like that. I am signed to a modeling agency,
Okay.
Ability Management.
So I also didn't know that. Yeah.
Yeah, they also on the side, trying to hustle things for me and like, because they also work with particular clients. So yeah, it's a bit on both sides, but like the Kane side has definitely been doing numbers.
I feel you. Do you ever like switch off from the game side? What are you doing like on your off side, off time?
Um, Generally, bro, this doesn't allow you. This industry doesn't allow you to switch off. It's such a fast-paced industry, and you're constantly on the lookout for work and constantly on the lookout for connections and stuff like that.
Okay.
You don't really get the time
To switch off, yeah.
to switch off here, but I try and prioritize my own like mental state and well-being at least 1 or 2 days out of the 7 days. So a lot of the times, Mondays and Tuesdays, I try and switch off. Like the most I'll probably do is like post on social media about what's coming up or whatever the case may be. But I tend to just like chill at home and do nothing. Just like breathe, and then from Wednesday onwards, we
You're grinding again. I feel you. How do you prepare for this? Do you prepare for this, or do you just like USB?
Nah. I try. So there was a time where, especially like starting out, where everything would be prepared, like from song 1 all the way to song 40. Oh shit, prepared. Uh, and that's obviously when I was still in the learning phase of this whole DJ thing and how to interact with crowds and how people react to certain songs or whatever the case may be. So it was very stiff and rigid in the beginning.
Okay.
But like now it's more so based on what's happening on the night and what was happening the hour before me and what's gonna happen the hour after me. So what's the person before me playing? Slow jams, R&B, with
Okay.
what time slot am I playing? Am I playing 12 to 1, 1 to 2, 11 to 12? Uh, so it really just varies about like what happens on the night. It even comes down to the venue itself. Is the venue full? Is it all empty? Is it all full? I put your under pedals in there. Like, so you obviously have to cater to what's in front of you. So yeah, it doesn't make sense to go rock hard. I feel you, and that's up to 20 people in the venue. I feel you. So yeah, it varies, but it's not as prepared anymore. I think what I do now though is if it's carefully curated experience where it's like a particular event that has a particular sound, structure, energy, and I know it's going to be a good one for me personally and like my ego, for example, then I'll sit and I'll prepare and I'll be very meticulous about what I'm going to do where in terms of transition, song selection, technicalities, and that's a bit
Sheesh. Okay, tough. So now I'm gonna paint a picture for you.
fire.
Dance floor, it's a full crowd. You have midnight to 1 o'clock. There's been 4 amapiano DJs before you. They're all tired. They want to hear hip hop. They want to hear crap. We need 5 songs, like your go-to songs that you want to play now. And I'll let them know. Yeah.
What's the ratio? What you mean that is? What's the ratio? The girl to boy ratio.
Oh, you take into consideration that
No, I have to, brother. If you have a club full of girls, you can't go open with Playboy Carti.
okay, I feel you. Oh shit, okay.
There's a
So then
stuff that goes into the.
you could say evened out. You could say it's evened out.
A 50-50 split.
There you go.
Me, I'm playing for the ladies, boy.
Okay, I feel you. So then
Playing with the ladies.
could you give us like a top 3 you play for if it was mostly ladies and top 3 if it was mostly guys? Just a little note.
Top 3 if it was mostly ladies. So I would say Nikki Anaconda, Get It Sexy, Sexy Red,
There we go.
and then TGIF, Glorilla. That would be the top 3.
And for the gents,
For the gents,
so the mosh pit.
for the gents, it's probably Gonna Fuck You Mean. Wait, let me think about this. Gonna Fuck You Mean. I don't play for gents, bro. Is it? Corty in there. Sky. Okay, all the Sky is a fire one. Oh, there. And then I probably have Yx for Blackie.
Okay, type shit. Okay, that's hard.
Yeah, that's like the go-to day.
Feet. I had a question that slipped my mind. Crazy business. What was I gonna ask?
I think it was him.
It's gonna come back to me. But talk us through when you decided that you want to start the cave. Talk us through.
Yo, this is actually a crazy one, crazy story because again, this was also in a time era where DJing was simply not enough for brand building. You know, you had to be a DJ and event curator, or a DJ and model, DJ and producer,
Okay.
DJ and whatever the case may be. And I was looking at the options in front of me and I was like, I'm a like I'm an amateur model. I'm not gonna go walk a runway. I'm not gonna go
I feel you. I feel you. I feel you.
stand in Vogue or whatever the case may be. We have passions to pursue that though. If it happens, bro. But it's not like
There you go. Yeah,
oh
I feel
yeah,
you. I feel you.
yeah. So I was like, okay, cool. And then I was looking at like producing, and I was like, I'll probably get into it eventually. But I'm also in the hip hop sphere. Hip hop's not really known that much for producers, also for the rappers and the artists making the music. So I was like, let me try my hand at this events thing. So the cave itself,
How did you get the name first? Obviously Kane, but then you just changed the K.
you know what's crazy? So the name The Cave, I actually drew inspiration for that name from one of the guys that I used to look up to, as a DJ. So in my high school phase, I used to listen to a lot of dubstep, trap, what's this kind of genre? Bro? It was like a heavy
EDM.
well, EDM, yes, but it was like a heavy techno vibe. Um, but Grimehouse.
Okay.
Grimehouse used to be one of my favorite DJs growing up and like in high school. And he had a alternative persona called Psycho Keaton.
Okay.
And he used to have this event called The Pit. And this event was crazy, bro. It used to be like a techno side dance music event where the entire room is dark and you'd have flashing LEDs, couple LEDs on the DJ decks, couple LEDs around the building, and it would literally look like you are in a pit. Facts. Like, I don't know what club this was or what space this was in, but just from the videos that I used to see, and it used to look like you were in the pit. And like I used to be like, yo, when I'm old enough, I'd love to go to this one day. And then when I was old enough, it just never happened again. And I was like, damn. Yeah, the inspiration for the name came from that, and then also it's derived from my own name, Cave. Obviously, so the original logo that I had for the cave was the same font that I used for my name.
There we go. There we go.
So
And the theme color has always been green for.
always green,
Okay.
always green. I don't even know how that came about. I think I was just in love with the color green at the time, and I just kept it throughout because now it's like a little bat signal where you and you see the green body. It's
With one of your first events, you're still handing out stickers.
oh, no, we still do that.
And you had like an ad thing you did that you were spray painting the cave on a
Yeah, so shout out Mandeep. Shout out Mandeep for that. So that was part of one of our rollouts that we did for one of the caves, where Mandeep literally went into he found this little wall in the mountain somewhere and he spray painted so that was the new cave logo that he had.
Okay.
Yeah, so it all coincides with like a small little rebrand that we did. So like new logo.
So talk us through the turn up of your first event. Were you nervous? How were you feeling? What did you call?
Bro, I wasn't nervous at all. It was more so a situation of it was my birthday also.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so like my first event was also on my birthday. So I was more like, here we are to get to okay, it's part of the market. So then you do like if you don't come to our birthday party, I think you don't fuck with me. Oh, Steve, with people to pull out to the jaw. But so yeah, the first turn up was dope. I if I'm not mistaken, I think we had about 250 plus minus 250 people in the jaw at the time. And to me, that's crazy, bro. Because like
From nothing to
250 people, if you put 250 people in a room, you'd see how many people it actually is.
yeah.
And my whole inspiration for the cave was basically it was very boiler room inspired. So record the sets, highlight Cape Town talent, show people that there's more to Cape Town than what meets the eye and what people perceive Cape Town to be. And especially because it was also during a time where Cape Town DJ slander was crazy, bro. Like Bruce was just bashing Cape Town DJs on Twitter, on Instagram, like everywhere you looked, it was just like Cape Town DJs are cock and whatever. Yeah. And I was like, nah, that can't run. But so obviously with the cave, the whole mission behind it is to showcase talent and to also just tell people to shut up, bro. You don't know our city. Yeah. You don't know our city, so you're never gonna understand the talent that we have here. So let me create a platform where I can showcase that talent. And it's been crazy, bro. Like we grew our YouTube channel from 0 to 4,600 subs. We averaging 28,000 views on a monthly basis for all our DJ mixes on there. Yeah. So
Nice, nice. And when's the next one?
the 12th of April.
There we go.
Saturday.
Fourth.
Nah, this is probably like the 6th or 7th.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Hey, 7th one actually. Yeah. So slow growth because we set the precedent to ourselves to only do like 3 carefully curated ones per year.
Okay.
But it's been garnering so much attention over the 2 years that it's been alive that that there was a demand for more over the course of the year, you know. So yeah, we had to lock in as a team and decide like, what are we doing? Are we going to stick to the 3 carefully curated throughout the year, or are we just going to run extra editions? So that's basically what we did with this, like moving forward now. So now what we're doing, we're running pop-up editions at various venues around the town.
Nice.
To obviously grow the fan base and to get people more interested in it. And then we're going to do 2 big events throughout the year. So the first big event that's going to be carefully curated with a rollout and everything will be June, which is the Cave anniversary. And then if everything goes well throughout the rest of the year, we'll have another big event in December. Because always became December, boss.
Nice. Shit. And then obviously this is a help with A3 agency and like what you said. Was it still so you?
No. Like I said, that's me and the team, you know. So
That's you basically also who is the team? Like what is the team?
oh yeah, so it's Fish Parcel, Mia, Snyder's, Aiden. So that's like the core members of the team. And then we obviously have branching members, so like Jason, who does all the photography, with Disposable Memories, who does all the photography for the cave. Jesse Jules, who does the creative direction for the cave. We have Frody Captures, who does the audios for the cave.
And then hopefully Moose doing interviews soon.
You never know, bro. But there's always like my thing is there's always space for something different, something new, you know, like our biggest thing as a team, and this is also like why we're such a tightly knit group, of course, is because we're looking for, if we do add anyone or if we do work with anyone, it's what can you bring to the table to enhance what we're already doing, you know.
But you can't bring yourself.
Yeah. So, and it's the same thing when it comes to like management and that sort of thing. Like, what are you going to do for us and our brand that we're not already doing for ourselves, you know?
I feel
And it's a tough conversation to have with Oaks because the industry is so tough, bro, because a lot of people take things as like personal attacks.
and no, of course, bro.
And it's not cool, man, because like I'm not saying these things to offend you or to make you feel some type of whatever. And again, it's genuine questions, you know, it's genuine questions. And it's also like why I've never really taken on management, okay, like artist management and that sort of thing. Because a lot of the times I post questions to people who've approached me and I've asked them, what are you going to do for me that I'm not already doing for myself?
Dollar.
And it's a tough question to answer. So then I was like, no offense to about it, says no to. Okay, yeah.
Sheesh. Okay, now type, bro. And then obviously, I actually didn't ask Gimlin this when he was here, but how did foreplay? Can you talk us through that conversation where you guys were like,
Yes, let's, you know, crazy one actually. So Gremlin is obviously one of the DJs that I looked up to before I got into this industry and also getting into this industry. And I remember the first time that he saw me play, actually, it was at Waiting Room and he was with Brody. And he and Brody were standing in the crowd and they literally stood there for like most of my set and they were listening to me and they obviously kept an ear out and they were like, okay, there's something there. So obviously since that day, I was like somewhat on his radar and you would like pay attention to whatever the case would be. And then we started texting and like linking up and whatever the case may be. And then I think it was the year 2023. We started like to hang out more often because we started to appear on the same lineups.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And obviously, like I'm a young up and coming DJ who has the technical abilities as well. So now I'm like hot on his heels, and I'm like, yeah, I'm coming for you. But yeah, so we started hanging out more, started chilling together more. And then I think one of the first times we had a proper conversation was, I think at some point in time in 2022. When I went to one of his events on a Sunday, and we were just chatting, trying to figure out how this whole thing works, and like obviously getting advice and whatever. And then Daisy's 2023. Now I'm capping. It was Daisy's 2022.
Okay.
He performed at the Heineken House stage. Okay. It was headlining the Heineken House stage on the Friday. And I remember like watching this performance and whatever the case may be. And then like a couple hours after he set, I bumped into him in the crowd, was walking around and was speaking, and he was telling me like, yo, the current trajectory you're on right now, this time next year, it's gonna be you. So keep doing what you're doing. Don't look around you. Don't just look forward. Keep pushing. Keep doing what you're doing. And next year, this time it'll be you. And I was like, hey, yo,
Shout out.
right.
Oh, yeah.
Like I said earlier, I'm a pessimist. So like to me, I'm my own harshest critic.
Oh, yeah.
So to hear someone who's done
Knowledge, facts.
everything he's done at that level tell me, yeah, you're not far. Like I was like, fired. So that obviously motivated the shit out of me. And we started hanging out more often, whatever the case may be. And then obviously with hanging out more often, we started to notice a lot of similarities between us. And like he pointed out that when he was my age, he also used to think about music like this and like have this energy towards music and DJing, whatever the case may be. And then I think it got to a point where I think both of us were just like super frustrated at the state of the industry at this point in time in 2023, where it was like, it's all about social media following. It's all about, like there's nothing technical about DJing anymore. There's nothing cool about DJing anymore. Everybody wants to be a DJ, but not everyone's a cool DJ. Not everyone can DJ first. And we grew frustration to the point of where we were sitting at a restaurant in Bree Street one day, and he was like, bro, what do you think about like a DJ duo? And I'm like, what do you mean? And he's like how dope wouldn't it be if we take your technical skills, my technical skills, your music knowledge, my music knowledge, and the fact that we think about music by the same way, and we combine that to create a DJ duo that can do everything. We can, if you want to talk about technicality, we can palm. If you want to talk about mixing live, we can palm. If you want to talk about track selection, we can kill. And then he asked me, what would we call something like that? Like, what would we call it?
Facts. I wanted to ask you.
Yeah. And I was like, I think I came up with the name. I think I was like foreplay. And then he was like, what do you mean foreplay? Because I'm like, bro, like we have four hands. We most likely going to end up playing with four decks.
Oh, shit. Okay.
And the way we think about things, it's like we mix on multiple decks anyway. Like I mix on 3 to 4 decks. He can do it as well. So imagine us doing that together, and was like, yeah, it could work. And we came up with the whole foreplay idea, and we were like, but okay, what are we gonna do to stand out with this thing? What are we gonna do to make people go like, oh shit, that's important? And then we were like, bro, let's start a podcast. Let's go around, throw our dicks on the table, and just tell people they can't fuck with us. Just tell people, can't fuck with us in any way, shape, or form. Like this, you can't at all. And it was such a like ballsy idea, because a lot of people look at it like, who are you guys anyway?
Okay, I understand that.
You get me?
Yeah.
Like a lot of people look at it like, who, like you guys are just full of yourselves, and whatever the case may be. But then it's also a situation of, yeah, but we can actually back up the shit that we say.
Oh, yeah.
Like, we're gonna go out there and we're gonna tell you, you can't mix like us, but we're gonna show you can't mix like us. And that's sort of, So that's how the whole foreplay thing came about. It was very much let's put our dicks on the table and just show these booze. Yeah, they not like us.
Tight. Nah, tough. And you said that the show's back soon?
Yeah. So the pod's coming back. We've been on like, I think it's a 5-month hiatus. I think that we dropped the last episode somewhere in November, I think. Because the idea was obviously drop the episode in November, take a break for December, maybe come back January or Feb. But it has been trying times for us lately. So yeah, but we should be back, girls.
There is that. I remember that question. I forgot to ask her. That I forgot to ask her earlier. Fine. Came back to me. I was gonna ask, what's a song you're tired of hearing? Or songs you're tired of hearing in the club? Coming from a DJ. Coming from a DJ. Yo, just from you, I feel like, yeah. And can you give us top 3 or top 5?
I can give you 5. Let's see.
Number 1. I'm tired of hearing.
Keisha Cole loves.
Oh shit. Um,
I used to think that I deserve you. It is because that was one of the songs we played in the Rebel Turn It Up competition. So yeah, Sydney. Okay, funny that I say that when he used that. But yeah, Keisha Cole love. I follow Rivers.
I followed others.
I
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. The fact that I know the songs, but I don't know the names.
There's Asher Lovers and Friends. Let it, let it,
Lyrical.
let it go. Can we talk?
Oh, that's one that, yo,
Yeah, that's like
I know most, like,
as should be number one actually. But those shout out these job. I think the homies are tired of talking. The thing the homies on the but it works.
it does, like the thing.
We still so deep in this nostalgia era that it works, bro. Like I could cut the music dead and you would just hear the last night and the homies was like,
Powerful ball.
yeah.
Last one.
I'm gonna probably say either Bovish Murder or Young Ma'u. One of those two need.
And it's always the same transition.
That's which other role
Coming for you guys. Is there a song you said you would never play?
all I do is with
Isn't?
I'll never ever. Oh, can I tell you something? Can I tell you something? I joke about this quite often when people ask me this, but like um 2 of my proudest moments throughout my entire DJ career is the fact that I have never played Sister Bettina and I've never played All I Do Is With.
Damn, okay.
That's like that's like up there with my achievements. Like I've never played.
Sister Petita is valid though.
Yeah, look, it's a good answer. It's a classic, bro. Like, like honestly, it's the get out of jail free card.
Facts.
Like
If you need something.
if you know you've had if you know you've had a dismal performance tonight, your shit has been terrible, and you've just not been doing
Need something.
Sister Bettina. Bro, that's crazy. Hey, bro, you are alive. Yo, that yeah, proud.
I'm surprised I didn't hear no Drake, no Kendrick, no Pop Smoke, none of that.
Yeah, because like those are, I would consider that in the realm of like the 90s and early 2000s.
Okay, okay.
It's always going to be played. It's always going to be there, and people are not going to get tired of it. So, yeah.
I feel it. Nah, tight. So now, people at home, any upcoming DJs you want to enter the scene watching this video, they want to get started. I ask them the same question. They have an empty USB stick, they just bought a deck. Where do they get started? Where do they download music? Where do they just...
Come to the back. Come to the 4Play DJ Academy. If I'm keeping it a buck with you guys, if you want to start DJing, I'm joking. I'm joking. Moose, don't dump, bro. The Instagram reel is stalking I bet, bro. Don't put that in there, Moose. Nah. If you up and coming DJ or you want to start DJing, I think the most important thing you need to understand is what do you want to do, where do you want to do it, and how do you want to do it. So what I mean by that is, what do you want to do? Do you want to be an open format DJ who plays every genre under the sun?
Okay.
Do you want to be a piano DJ? You want to be a comb DJ, hip hop DJ? Like, what do you want to specialize in? Because at the end of the day, your brand is going to depend on what you specialized in. Where do you want to play or where do you want to do it? Highlight venues, events, whatever, and places where you want to play so that you can build your sound and your identity around these little things. There's different niches, there's different avenues in this industry. There's a creative industry where things are niche and more tightly knit. There's a commercial industry where things are obviously open and broad. There's a corporate industry. There's a private industry where weddings and birthdays and that sort of thing. So know where you want to go and what you want to branch into before you take that leap. And then what was the other one? So it was where, it was why, where, and how. See, it's my coast. But like the how,
Bro, it's just, I'm thinking everything then. I didn't think of it that deep. It's not.
just know how you want to present yourself and how you actually want to DJ, like I'm the type of person who's gonna say it doesn't matter what type of DJ you are, whether you're like I'm always on the space of this. There's a seat for everybody at the table. We're not sitting at the same table, don't get me wrong. We're not sitting at the same table. But there's a seat at the table for everyone.
Yeah.
So like come in and do you, be true to yourself, and don't fall for the gimmick of I need to do this to fit in with them, and I need to change my look and my personality and whatever the case may be. Like, nah, find what's better suited to you and go and be that and go and do that. If you want to be a technical DJ, spend some time in the chamber, learn how to do the technical things. Watch your favorite DJs do the technical things. Steal with the eye, bro. If you want to be more of a laid back, relaxed, selected type DJ, that's cool too. There's a big market for that, bro. So yeah, just make sure that you find out what you want to do, how you want to do it, where you want to do it, and focus all your energy towards that.
Shout out. Shout out. Last question. Who's at this table with you? Like, who do you recognize? Who has your stamp of approval that, nah, this nigga's at my table? So to end the episode off, so saying,
The stamp of approval is crazy.
hey, man.
But there's a lot of people who I look at and I go, okay, there's potential there, there's energy there.
These are at the table now, today, on the couch, in your opinion.
Me and Grimlet. There's a two-seater.
Yo. Motorbike. Yeah, that's crazy.
Two-seater table, baby.
But now I can't back that though. I won't lie.
Is
Was on the street, not just from me, that's what they want to say, but like top of these. But off camera, who would you say is that? I don't even know who's that. As long as you know what you must know that's gonna come, bro. You know it.
like we know where to aim for and where we need to go with it. So
Not okay. We start with the outro.
forget about that.
I was forgot. Sure. Can I use parts of that what you just spoke about? Was that all?
No, that's all off camera. But
Gotcha.
like,
I actually want to ask, after you started like foreplay and the podcast and you like reestablished another brand, did your rate go up?
okay, here's the rate chat. I believe that as a DJ, your rate needs to go up based on accolades, achievements, performances, where you find yourself in this particular point in your career. It's like, I look at it as like salary evaluation, man. Like if you work in a corporate job and you go to your manager and you say, oh, well, look, I've been working here now for 6 months, I want the increase. And your manager turns around and says, okay, but what have you done to deserve an increase after 6 months? You need to be able to list things that you've done.
Okay.
You get me? Which is why an EPK, an electronic press kit, is so important. Like,
So just
you need to be able to justify to someone why you want 10,000 Rand for a 60-minute performance. Because that promoter is going to turn to you. Like, that promoter is going to come to you, wait, can you quote me for a 60-minute performance? And you're going to turn around and you're going to say, yeah, I want 15 bands. That promoter is going to ask you, okay, but why would I pay you 15 bands?
I need to tell
You need to go back and you need to say,
Okay.
I got this, I got that, I got this, I got that. And this is why branding is so important in this conversation.
Because like, you'll be like, I work with them. Yes, up I think
But not even that.
2,000 Rand.
You need to like, bro, the biggest thing in the game right now is the social media following, bro. If a promoter can see you got 10, 15, 20K followers, they're not going to say no to your price, boy, because all they're thinking is if just 10% of that 20K sees my poster on your show,
Winning.
at least 1% of those brews are going to come to the event, even though they're not coming.
Can't you bought the Instagram account, but they coming.
Then they're going to pull up. Also, I didn't say that you did.
Man, I mean, you can't say. I can't say.
Yeah, just say anything. Yeah, that's the whole rage track for me personally.
Let them know on your social media platforms, but where can they find you?
At I am Kane _ DJ on all platforms.
All platforms.
Everything.
Shout out.
Twitter, alles.
There you go.
Yeah.
Shout out. Shouts for coming, bro.
Thank you for having
Good to having you.
This is
Good
fun.
to having you. Good for having you.
Yeah.
Sure.
Don't worry, I have that effect on people.
Yeah.
Whoa, pause.
Damn.
Man, I get
Cool.
nervous. That's
That's-
why palms is sweaty.
His ears wet.
What the? Goodbye.
Loud,
Goodbye.
loud.
Yo, crazy business, bro.